So, anyways, and it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, but I'm a real bitch, so I don't give a fuck. So, I saw my fucking ugly ass mugshot. Oh my god. My mugshot is so terrible. It's so horrible, but you know, it is what it is, and sometimes you just really gotta back up what you be about. So, bitch, I was like maybe 19 or 20, and I was in college, and I had a real beautiful toxic relationship, and I had a real bad, it was fun, but it was bad. It was, and I had to get out of it. But it was like a situation where I was at motherfucking South by Southwest, and my motherfucking boyfriend at the time, I had just found out that this nigga had a baby right then and there at the damn concert. Bitch, at the damn concert. Like, bitch, what a way to find out your nigga cheated on you and had a baby. Like, bitch, and the baby had been born. Like, the baby was here. The baby was damn near 1. So I like snatched the nigga phone, and actually I ain't even had to snatch it. The nigga was just going hard on his phone, like typing hard to the bitch. And I'm like, who the fuck you texting? So I guess he was just tired of lying, and he just gave me the phone, and I'm looking through the text messages, and the text messages was like, fuck you and that bitch Megan, da da da, I don't give a fuck, you need to come take care of this baby. I was like, so you got a baby? Like, and I was so mad, and y'all gotta know my temper is bad. I was so mad that I had to just try to collect myself and walk away. So I'm trying to walk away, and my boyfriend at the time was really not trying to see me go. So I'm walking away, and this nigga pulling on me and pushing on me and whatever. Like I said, it was toxic. It was fun at the time, but it was very toxic. But I was young, and I thought that toxic shit was cute. But it's not. Don't let niggas put their hands on you, and don't put your hands on niggas. Because I'm not going to say that I wouldn't put my hands on him. Because when that nigga got out of the line, I was wrapping his ass up. But that ain't come at no little cute price. So anyway, and I was really trying to keep the peace, trying to keep it player, because we was in a public environment. So I tried to walk away. The nigga pulling on me and shit, pushing on me. The nigga take my phone, throw it on the ground, stomp on that bitch. The nigga stomps on my phone. And listen, I'm tall. I'm 5'10". My nigga at the time was 6'9". Okay, so just picture that. So my nigga take my phone, throw it on the ground, stomp that bitch out. I'm trying to call my friends. I can't call nobody. I'm trying to call Jada. So the nigga take my phone, somebody call the police because they seen me and the nigga getting into it. So y'all gotta know, it's taking everything out my being not to really steal off on this nigga in the middle of the street. He tried it really one too many times, because you only got so many times to push a real bitch. So the nigga had it coming. It just so happened that when I was ready to give it to him, the motherfucking police pulled up when I'm punching. So the motherfucking police jump out the car. Ma'am. Why God, I just found out this nigga had a baby. Now the police are here, and now it looks like I'm the aggressor, and now like I just look like the motherfucking bad guy. So the police is like, ma'am, what's going on? Are you okay? Da da da. And I'm like, no, he just had a baby. I just found out he cheated on me. Da 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 da. And my boyfriend, he mad. He mad. Fuck that. Da da da. Megan, shut up. Da da da. So I'm a real bitch, to the T, to the heart, to the core. The police officer asked me, did he hit you? Bitch, I look rough, my weave to the side, my shirt jacked up, my pants dirty because he been pushing me. So me being the real bitch that I am, the strong black queen trying to hold it down for my black king, I say, no, officer, he didn't hit me because I don't want him to go to jail. Bitch, the motherfucking laws asked that nigga, did he hit me? I mean, the laws asked that nigga, did I hit him? That nigga said, yeah, he hit me. She hit me in the eye. Da, da, da. Oh, like he really gassing it. Like, this nigga said, yeah, she hit me in the eye. Bitch, you got to know they sent me straight to jail. Bitch, them hoes cuffed me. I ain't never been cuffed in my life. Like, bitch, I ain't never had no handcuffs on me. Never in my motherfucking life. So, I'm sitting there on the side of the curb thinking to myself, damn, I'm finna go to jail. Like, I'm gone. Like, bitch, I'm going to prison. Like, I done put my hands on this nigga outside. He out here lying on me. So, my nigga had a baby. Ben had the baby. Baby been here. I ain't know nothing about it. Just found out about it 20 minutes ago. Now I'm in cuffs. Now I'm finna go to jail. My nigga don't care. So, bitch, they put me in the back of that damn car. Ooh, it smelled like pee. It was like a fucking bench in the back seat. It wasn't even seats. It was a bench. So, I'm in the back and I'm like, damn, I gotta call my mama. Like, when I get to jail, I gotta call my mama. Mama, if I would've told my motherfucking mama that I was going to jail behind this nigga, she would have drove to me and beat my ass. Bitch, I was scared, so I didn't tell my mama. So I'm in the backseat of the motherfucking cop car crying. I'm bawling my motherfucking eyes out. Bitch, I ain't never been this sad in my life. Because I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never had no criminal history, criminal record. I ain't never did. Bitch, I ain't stole a pack of gum. So I'm in the, I'm in the backseat of the car and I'm like, damn, what do I do? Like, who do I call? I should call my grandma. When I get to the jail, bitch, they told me to take off all my clothes, bitch. I had to take off all my clothes. I had to take off my belly ring. I had to take off my goddamn piercing right here, bitch. And I don't take off my belly ring for nothing. The police made me take my belly ring off. So I'm in that hole crying, bawling. I'm about to die. I'm so sad. I can't believe I'm in jail. So, bitch, they put me in this ugly ass black and white jump. So I'm like, damn, this really jail. So I get in this hole and I'm like sitting in there with some delinquents and some old bitches, and like it's a little bitch in there with some pink hair. She like, yeah, what you in here for? I'm like, my boyfriend just had a baby, and she's like, oh girl, stop crying, you gonna get out. And I'm like, no, because I've never been to jail before. Like, I'm in that whole pussy, like up the fuck set. So I was in jail maybe like 2 days. In that hole, sad, depressed. I ain't never had no depression. They keep sliding notes under my door asking me, do I want to kill myself? And I'm like, well, damn, bitch, do I want to kill myself? Because I don't want to be in here. Take me to heaven. You might as well. The love of my life done broke my heart, cheated on me. Take me, God. Just take me. Bitch, I ain't going to never be the same after this. So, in the jail that I was in, you couldn't even call numbers that was not in that city. So, guess who the only nigga I can call? My motherfucking boyfriend. So not only do I have to talk to this nigga, but now I want to go off because, bitch, you done had a baby, bitch. You done had a baby on me, you bitch. So we on the phone and we arguing. We're not even talking about how to get me out of jail. We arguing because, bitch, I just found out that you had a baby and you sent me to jail. So he crying, we both crying. And I'm like, you gotta call my grandma. Like, we can't call Holly, because if we call Holly, we all dead. So, I get out of jail after them 2 miserable ass days. And guess where my stupid ass go? To the nigga house. All my shit over there. The law's asking him, do he want to press charges on me? On me? You want to press charges on me? So, not only was my boyfriend, and it was all stupid. He was like, I only fucked that bitch one time. I don't even know how this happened. Da, da, da. I'm like, one time? You fucked the bitch one time and she got pregnant. You fucked the bitch one time, she got pregnant, and she cussing me and you out in text messages. I don't know about that. But, I mean, we was young. You know, play as fuck up. I had loved that nigga. Ooh, I love that nigga with my whole body, bitch. I went to jail, bitch. And I hit him. I did. I had to hit him. He was pushing me, so I pushed him. And the laws caught me. So, bitch, I had went to jail, and that's what had happened. And, I mean, you know, eventually I had broke up with him because he said it wasn't his baby, but then it come to find out it was. So I had to just, you know, I had to get out of that toxic situation. But once I love somebody, I'm stuck with them. I got to keep fucking with them. Like, if you my nigga for life. But I ain't been like that with nobody since then because I cannot trust niggas. A nigga will really be in your face for a year with a whole baby born. And it's like, if you can't go to Rebelliousness, then where the hell could you go? No, but, but, I mean, I guess that's kind of probably why I am the way that I am, because a nigga was in my face for a long time, lying like he ain't had no baby, like we was in love. So, I mean, that's where my little mugshot came from or whatever. I just wanted to say that because I seen somebody on the internet saying that I hit my mother and I be drinking so much because I'm trying to hide the pain. And I'm like, bitch, I be drinking because I like to drink, ho. I like to turn up. Do not bring my mother into this, okay? That's not cute. Y'all hoes on the internet need to find something better to do. Y'all need to go play. Y'all need to go play with y'all fave. Y'all need to talk about what you and your favorite doing, okay? Don't talk about me. If you don't like me, you ain't got to speak about me. Because, baby, trust me, me and my hotties is not worried about you. That's the thing about it. You and your people, y'all take that negativity that way, okay? Because if I beat a nigga ass, I beat a nigga ass. I don't know why they put that shit under family violence. That nigga not my family. That bitch and that baby is family. No, but no, like, if I beat a nigga ass, I beat a nigga ass. I ain't beat niggas' asses no more because I know a nigga will quickly snitch on you and send you to jail. I know that. That's what I know now. So, ladies, if you hitting on that nigga, you need to stop, bitch. Because if the laws ask him, did you hit him? He gonna say yes. Bitch, you going to jail. You're going to jail. Take it from the hot girl coach, okay? But yeah, that was my little story time.
You know what I hate? I hate that when I go out here and I make a video that's addressing like real shit. Racism, white supremacy, black socioeconomics and all that stuff. You know, the real big problems, right? There's always the noise in the background of some black women screaming misogyny and misogynoir and evil patriarchy and black male toxicity and talking about how the black man, you know, is just so evil and he's such a problem, right? And it's like, you get these women who they want to see black men go to bat for the community, and yet they're still in the background, you know, bitching and filing complaints. No accountability whatsoever. You know, so everybody's heard about the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez fiasco. And what I find funny is the women that are talking about Megan Thee Stallion and, oh, Tory Lanez did this and evil black man rhetoric. They're silent on the Jada Pinkett Will Smith situation. You notice that? Silent on that shit. Anyway, what are my thoughts on the Megan Thee Stallion? And maybe I'll give commentary or say what my thoughts are on Will Smith. But I mean, I swear the community is just trash, yo. It's just trash. Anyway, Megan Thee Stallion, you was looking for it, you found it. I saw her bullshit ass tweet where she posted talking about the black woman is so unprotected, right? I saw it was like, I don't know what it was, TMZ or somebody is like, oh, the fight was over Kylie Jenner. You know, got to make it about a white woman. You know, fuck the media on that shit. Honestly, I don't know what they were fighting about. You know, it's funny, I brought it up to somebody, a black man who is not the tallest black man in the world. And, you know, he was like, yeah, that's that short nigga shit, man. And I had already identified Tory Lanez as a try-hard because I'm like, nigga, you sing R&B. Like, you not hard, you not street. But, you know, maybe he is, you know, got the tattoos and all that other shit. But, you know, try-hards are always, like, the worst. And I'm like, ain't you from Canada? But anyway, you know, the person I was talking to was basically like, yeah, that's that Napoleon shit. Because Tory Lanez, I don't know what Tory Lanez' height is, but Tory Lanez, I don't think anybody thinks of him as a tall person. And I'm pretty sure Megan Thee Stallion is taller than he is. Isn't she like 5'10" or something like that? Anyway, I'm saying, you know, you was looking for it, you found it. You want a bad boy, you want a thug, you want a street nigga. You know, same thing I said about them two sisters that were tragically killed down in at Texas A&M, right? The ones that were murdered, the boyfriend, he got the tattoos on the neck. You know what I mean? Like it's like this is what comes with the territory. I don't know where or why black women constantly come up. They want to go out here, they want to date they thugs, they want to date they bad boys, and then when shit happens like this, they want to scream, misogyny. I don't understand that. I'm like you want these dudes because they have that element of savagery. That's why you like them. That's why you desire them. That's the main reason why you don't like dealing with the lames, because they don't got that type of energy. I mean, I run around advocating for black men to exercise their Second Amendment rights, and getting a bunch of lames to exercise their Second Amendment rights is difficult, right? And so you get these sisters that, the nigga got a gun. Oh, like, I mean, Tory Lanez shouldn't even have a gun. He should just have a whole bunch of bodyguards. Nigga got enough money for bodyguards. Why does he have a gun? And I don't know what Megan Thee Stallion's type of personality is, but just in general, the collective of sisters out here, and we've seen it time and time again, they don't know when to shut up. They don't know when to shut up. They always want to make it seem like, black man just comes completely out of left field and blacks out for no reason. And I'm like, we've all seen it. Nobody's making this up. Okay? A lot of black women don't know, when to shut up. They take the shit to the next level. And the thing is like, again, I hate to bring it back to matriarchy, but we got a community full of emotional, sensitive ass black men who were raised by single mothers. That's what we got. The father's supposed to be there and be strong and teach your boy how to, control his feelings, control his emotions. That's why, you get the whole aspect of, boys shouldn't cry. That's tied to controlling your feelings, controlling your emotions. Yeah, you want to cry, but suck that shit up. That's what your daddy gonna tell you. Your mama gonna tell you, let it out, right? And you'll see that. You'll see all these videos on YouTube where black women will make videos talking about how black men are not in touch with their feelings and shit like that. And then we got this epidemic of emotional black men running around. And y'all talking about black men need to be more in their feelings. They don't need to be more in their feelings. Feelings and emotions plus guns, bad mix. Bad mix. And so when Megan Thee Stallion, she made that post about, black women are unprotected, where it's like, oh, where'd she get that from? That sounds like some meme, some bullshit, pulled straight out of the gender war right out of YouTube. It's not even her own words. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, and who's supposed to protect you? Who's supposed to protect you? The EL niggas that, a black woman with Megan Thee Stallion's personality doesn't fuck with? I mean, take all the celebrity out of it. Just like with the whole Sierra and the whole level up. We got women out here trying to do the same thing as Sierra and don't look like Sierra and got Sierra money. And the same thing goes for Megan Thee Stallion. We got regular schmegular black women out here who are out here chasing bad boys, chasing street dudes, chasing thugs, and want to talk about, how they're not being, protected. I'm like, who's supposed to protect you? The guys that you don't fuck with? I mean, we had a woman in Philadelphia not too long ago, 25-year-old. She was pregnant. You can find the video on YouTube. The killers went after her boyfriend and ended up shooting her. And the boyfriend hopped out the car and his ass was running on some Usain Bolt type shit. He was the fuck out of there. And I'm like, damn, killed your girl and your unborn child. I'm like, damn. But it's like, everybody's like, oh, she's the victim, which she is. And I don't want to say anything bad about her, but, I'm like, how many times does it have to be said that, dealing with these men that are involved in the streets or want to be street is dangerous? It's like the people that when you hear these stories about the people who go to the zoo and hop over the fence and fucking with the tiger and they get mauled by the tiger. And then they go, oh, we got to put down the tiger. Why? The tiger was doing what the tiger's supposed to be doing. That's what tigers do. You know? That's what they do. But now you got to put down the tiger because, oh, the tiger did something wrong. Right? Oh, we got to put down the orcas at SeaWorld because it drowned one of the swimmers instructors or some shit like that. Why the fuck is an orca in SeaWorld anyway? That's not its natural environment. You know, I'm just saying, like this shit happens time and time again, and we just constantly just seeing like all these sisters in the media making piss poor choices. You know, all these high profile incidences and whatnot. You see? And again, I'd be fine not using celebrities, but I'm saying that's a two-way street. You know, if you don't want me to bring up, Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj and Steve Harvey's daughter and all this, if you don't want me to bring up all these women, then don't bring up 50 Cent and Lil Wayne and the bullshit they're talking. See, that's a two-way street. You don't want me to bring up celebrities, you don't bring up celebrities. But we all know, oh, that's not entertaining. And so everybody wants to bring up, these celebrities and then take the microcosm of them and then make a blanket statement about the opposite gender, on the macrocosm level. Because, point blank period, when it comes to the celebrities, you can find fuckery on all sides. I'm listening to black women making videos talk about, these violent black men, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm like, y'all like violent black men. Y'all like savages. Y'all like men out here that are aggressive like that. And that's what's so crazy. Even some of the women who are making videos talking about how violent Tory Lanez is, that's the type of nigga they like. The women making the videos, literally, I'm like, that's the type of nigga you like. The ones making the videos. I'm like, ain't this crazy? Ain't this a bitch? Yesterday, they would have dated Tory Lanez. Today, Tory Lanez is, we got to talk about these abusive black men out here that are shooting black women twice in the foot. I don't even know what was going through Tory's mind. I'm like, nigga, all that money, you just going to throw all that away over a fucking female? I'm like, fucking F&Es, man, feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions, that's little boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me Tory Lanez money. You ain't gonna see me getting upset like that about shit. I'll be walking away like a motherfucker. I'll be walking away like, I'll just be pissing people off. I'm walking away like, I'm rich. Fuck y'all. Going to my Aventador and shit. I'm rich. Fuck y'all. Walking to my Wraith. Fuck y'all. Please. Shit don't faze me. It's sad. Now I got Nicki Minaj. She out here pregnant, which we, again, say I didn't call it. Say I didn't call the shit. Oh, and wait until something happens and he probably gonna put hands on her. And then what? Are y'all gonna make more videos talking about how abusive the black man is, even though this man literally linked up with Nicki Minaj when Nicki Minaj knew everything about this man's criminal history. Go look at this. It's not just like some lightweight shit like he stole candy from the, bodega. Like, no, it's like sexual assault, assault with a deadly weapon. You know what I mean? Fucking, what was it? Like statutory rape or some shit, some type of rape. He pulled a knife on a chick, crazy shit. And she's like, oh, but I'm in love and I want to have a baby and blah, 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 blah. And see, this goes back into like what I would say about Will Smith. The whole Will Smith, Jada Pinkett situation is real, real interesting. And, when it comes to Jada Pinkett, there's a lot of black women that identify with Jada Pinkett. Even though Jada Pinkett is a inner city light skin, as some people would call it. But Jada Pinkett, she's just a hot mess. But let me stay focused. So this is how I look at it. Will Smith is a nice guy, universally a nice guy. And if you look at all of his relationships, his first wife, his relationship with Peppa, she even put out the statement about how, oh, what could have been, but she got with Tretch by Naughty by Nature, again, another bad boy. So, she dissed him. His first wife dissed him. And then you got Jada Pinkett, who also dissed him. For what? Dudes that are street and dudes that are broken. Seriously speaking, with Jada Pinkett, if Jada Pinkett was a man, it would be all type of rape and pillage, and he took advantage of her and all that shit. It would be all type of how evil the black man is. But Jada Pinkett, because she's the Earth Mother Goddess, high priestess, oracle, since she's like the fake ass Ayala, with her little round table, like she's a certified psychologist. She gets to excuse all of her behavior. All her behavior gets excused. Running around with her son's, a friend, and then coming through with the, oh, I'm here to help you. Oh, I'm here to help you grow, and oh, you're such a wonderful person. Da 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 da. How about some of this old ass pussy? You know what I mean? And it's like, just if a dude did that, it'd be all type of rape and pillage accusations. All type of rape and pillage accusations. Like, that's an older woman plotting on a younger man that's got issues. Okay, because what did they say? His brother got shot. He was sexually, molested or some shit like that. So he got all type of issues. So Jada coming through playing the, oh, but I can fix him. Which is what so many women do, which is what we talk about when we talk about women getting with, subordinate men, and women getting with men who are beneath them. Trying to create that IOU, trying to create, the sort of, I built you up, I did this, I did that, giving themselves, a role, and like I said, if that was a man, it'd be all type of rape and pillage accusations. If Will Smith got with Willow's one of her friends or something like that, right? Right, that's his daughter's name, Willow. I'll be forgetting. But the other thing, getting back to what I was saying about Will Smith being a nice guy, all these women, Will was just too nice for him. I wouldn't be surprised if when we see Will in a couple months or maybe a year or two, if he was with some non-black women. And I don't know what y'all gonna say, when that happens, if that happens. He's been playing, with non-black women in pretty much all of his movies. Men in Black with Rosario Dawson, Hitch with Eva Mendes, what's the other movie? Charlize Theron in Hancock, right? You just go through the list of movies, and he's almost always, with a non-black woman. Right, which I always found strange when I'm like, but you only deal with sisters. And here's the thing: this is what I recognize about like Jada. Like, if you look at Jada plays herself. She's a one-dimensional character. She plays the sassy black woman. That's all she plays. Even in The Matrix, sassy black woman. That's what she does. She literally plays herself. And see, what I noticed about Jada over the years is that Jada is not only from the hood, she's of the hood. Will is from the hood, but he's not of it. He's not of it. But this is where dudes get caught up, because when it comes to Will Smith, he I think he chooses black women like Jada because it's what he's most familiar with. There's a certain degree of comfort with being with a black woman like that. But just like what I'm saying with Megan Thee Stallion and choosing, Tory Lanez and whatnot, that comes with its own set of problems. Will Smith should have never linked up with Jada Smith or any of the other previous black women that he got with. He did not have the personality suitable for those women in order to keep their interest at all times, which essentially means that you have to basically have a dysfunctional relationship. There's a lot of black women that are only interested in black men when black men can perpetuate a dysfunctional relationship, throwing shit at each other, cursing at each other, right? Y'all remember that it was like one of the first round tables that they had with the Jada Pinkett show, and they were talking about how they were at some event, they had just got married, and Jada told Will to shut the fuck up. I'm like, see, here we go with the black woman shit. She told him to shut the fuck up. He grabbed a newspaper, rolled it up, and smacked her in the back of the head. And then basically pulled her to the side, said, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And said that, he basically laid it out and said, like, look, I saw, a dysfunctional relationship in my household and domestic violence and all that other stuff. And maybe it wasn't domestic violence, maybe it was just verbal abuse. But whatever traumatic shit happened with Will Smith, parents growing up and whatever, he didn't want that for himself. And he told her, if this is what's going to be, like, that's the end of the relationship. And she thought he was playing. And then when when he gave her the look, she realized like, oh, he's not playing. He'll leave me. And then after that, supposedly their relationship got better. But again, you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't necessarily take the hood out of the person. And so I wish I could find the quote, but I mean, there was like I said, Will Smith's first wife. It was the same situation. He wasn't what these black women want. They want what, Megan Thee Stallion got, but without getting shot in the foot. That's what a lot of sisters want. And they don't want to be honest about it. They want to come online and talk about 50 Cent and him being colorist and Lil Wayne and, he's colorist and all that. And I'm saying, yeah, those guys exist, but they try to take that and then just use that as the shield to cover up all the other shit that people recognize that goes on with sisters. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But, my attitude is I'm like, yo, you was looking for it. You found it, yo. That's what y'all want. I'm like, who is supposed to protect you? Will Smith, the guys that you don't want, the guys that don't get your mojo going, the guys that you're not interested in? Or is it the Pookies? The other Pookies are supposed to come to the rescue. They supposed to check Tory Lanez. Oh, nigga, you fucking with one of our black queens, right? Is that what's supposed to happen? The Hoteps? Who's supposed to come to your rescue? Because we already know, it's already been established that you don't deal with the so-called good men. You don't deal with them. So, I'm just watching it go down. Not only do I not want to make a video like this, I did not want to make a video like this. Especially piggybacking all the other shit, me, addressing white supremacy. This is the dirty laundry going on in the black community. I don't know how you can have functioning, thriving, nuclear black families with this type of cultural bullshit going on in the background. And you can't address the women about it. They don't want to own up to it. They don't want to admit their dysfunction about it. They want to, it's the black man and he did this, or, it's because the black man did or didn't do this. And that's why, we on, the shit that we on. And despite the fact that we can see all the dysfunction, You know what I'm saying? Like black women are they're like the weirdest creatures in the world, I swear. Because like they don't mean what they say when they say it. They do not mean what they say. You know, you'll hear the complaints. We want a better community and we want to be loved and we want to be cherished and honored and put on a pedestal and valued and all this other. This is what sisters will say. But yet, you fucking with Tory Lanez? You fucking with Tory Lanez? You see what I'm saying? Like y'all more concerned about getting your booty smoked. You know, having some nigga beat the pussy up or the perception of him beating the pussy up than the actual family, the whole nuclear family thing. You know, the nuclear family situation only appeals to a lot of black women if they get to be in some like high priestess oracle position, you know, where they're they feel like they have say, you know, in the family structure. Not to say that women don't have say, but they want like mama matriarch say. You know, where everything is just magical. It's like they create these artificial intrinsic positions, you know, in order to justify their leadership. It's not based on anything. Men want to lead, men got to go out there and build. Men got to go out there and lay foundations and establish it. A black woman wants to lead, all she got to do is say that she's an Afrocentric, original Earth Mother goddess, high priestess, original woman status, and somehow, you know, or a woman of God, you know, use the church as well. And then all of a sudden, you know, she appoints herself to this position that is on par with the man that is providing the very lifestyle that she's accustomed to. I mean, let's face it, you know, Jada Pinkett is not where she's at, you know, because because of her own career. She's there because of Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even with the name, you know, Jada Pinkett Smith. Anytime a bitch got a hyphen in her name, I'm telling you, it's problems. It's problems. The only women that can actually justify that shit to me are women that are PhDs and have research and they're trying to keep the name for the research paper. But I'm saying they could use it for the research, but they don't got to say that shit out in the public. You know, again, that whole taking a man's last name is about that whole sense of ownership, which brings a sense of pride, which will have you knee-jerk react to, you know, protect and provide and cherish and all that other stuff because your name is on it. Anything happens to your wife or anything happens to your family or your household, guess whose responsibility that is? That's right, it's you as a man. And if you fail them, you have failed as a man. But see, once you start diving into you don't own me and all that other crap, you know, it diminishes that sense of ownership and therefore that sense of pride and therefore, you know, all of the reflex knee-jerk reactions that should take place in response to something, you know, threatening or endangering your wife or your family. That's why I hate that whole, we gonna put a hyphen in it, or I don't need to take his last name and everything. I'm like, damn, we at every turn, it's like, just take away, you know, like, it's like titles matter, names matter. It's like, oh, just take all that away. You know, like how people run around and talk about how the black woman is the rock and the foundation and the backbone of the black community. The backbone of any community should be its men. It should be its men. Men do the building, men do the maintaining, men do the defending, men do the providing. So how is it that the women are the backbone? See, these people get caught up like with gestures. It's a gesture. You know what I'm saying? But it like that doesn't, it's not for anybody to run around and take literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if a man says, you know, my wife is a strong woman, he doesn't literally mean that she's physically stronger than he is and that he can bench press him and whatnot. You know, it's just I like it. And the thing is like, honestly, I already said it before. I said it when that LeBron James made some post about his wife, about, her being the backbone or strong or something. He put up some stupid ass post. And honestly, it's just like church. Every other community can handle religion and they don't get too retarded with it. But the black community gets retarded with it. And when it comes to praising black women, we get retarded with it. People take the shit literally. You say a black woman is strong, motherfuckers thinking that she can go off and bench 300 pounds. Like, I'm like, whoa, wait, what? You know what I mean? You say a black woman is strong, motherfuckers start thinking that, she's supposed to pick up the shotgun with the flashlight, the Mossberg 590, and go downstairs and see, what that shattered glass sound was. Like, really? This is how we're so far from it. You're so far from where we're supposed to be, but, the whole community for decades has sat around and talked about the bad behavior of men. We know every little thing that's wrong with black men. When it comes to black women, it's rarely explored, and it continues to not be explored. Seriously speaking, when it comes to the dysfunction of black women, outside of YouTube, where do you hear any of these conversations? Criticizing the women about the things that they do. Where do you hear? But you will hear the lambasting and put downing of black men in the mainstream media. You will hear it all over the mainstream media. And yet the women go out here and they always make themselves to be the victims. Black women are not the face of violence. They're not the face of being the victims of violence. Black men are. But yet, black women will make themselves the face of it. Black women are not the face of police brutality, but they will come through and make themselves the face of it, despite the fact that the numbers say otherwise. In both categories, the numbers say otherwise. So the only time we can talk about black males is when it comes to black male dysfunction. We can never talk about black male victimhood and what actually happens with black males. But when it comes to black women, we can never criticize black women about what they do wrong. We can only talk about black women in the light in which they are victims. That's the only light we can talk about. It's like what pisses me off about this whole Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez situation is there's always a lead up to the shit. I'm not saying Tory Lanez should have shot her or that he's justified in shooting her. I think he's a dumbass for doing so. I'm like, you just threw away your whole career and now you're going to go to jail. You had an illegal firearm in California. I'm like, of all places, the most ridiculous, foaming at the mouth, anti-gun liberal state that there is. And so he's catching gun charges there, right? And I don't even know what his legal status is and why he was there and all that other shit. Because I'm like, and then the nigga from Toronto, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have gun rights in Canada like that. You know what I mean? So whatever. All I'm gonna say about it is 9 times out of 10, men who deal in illegal firearms ownership. The only gripe I have about it, because I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do to protect yourself. If you gotta protect yourself, do what you gotta do. That's all I'm going to say. However, I've noticed that a lot of the young men who enter firearms ownership through illegal means, like that's their introduction to it, they don't respect the firearm. They don't respect the power of it. They don't respect the seriousness of actually pulling. You don't pull guns on. I was gonna make a video talking about all these white people running around pulling guns on black people. Okay. In the instances where I can carry and I do carry, you pull a gun on me as a white person pulls a gun on me, you getting shot. It's point blank period. All this shit that I see now, these people have been getting caught, so that's a good thing. But all this shit that they've been doing, like that, I don't know what they were, that woman that was driving in the neighborhood and they were like, it was like flood water and the shit, and that white lady came out and she hit the car with a bat, and then she came out, went in the house, came out with a gun and shit, and she pointing and shit, her ass would have been shot. I ain't fucking around with that shit. All that, just pointing guns and brandish. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking, bullshit with you with your bluffing. I'm gonna call you bluff. Okay. I'm all for the open carry and everybody standing out there and, having your arms, at your side or, in front of you or whatever, and you holding it and it's pointing down at the ground. Soon as you raise that motherfucker up, you are a threat. So I'm just saying, there's a whole different mindset. When I have my firearm on me, because I know I can do some damn damage, I'm like the calmest person ever. I'm the calmest person ever. There is no brandishing of the weapon. There is no pulling it out and pointing it at people. There's none of that shit. If I pull it out, it's going to go bang. If I have to pull it out, it's going to go bang. It ain't going to be, I'll pull it out and I'll wave it and then give like a one-liner in a movie before I do something. Nah, that's how you get shot. I treat that shit like the motherfucking police treat that shit. They don't let anybody point guns at them. Right? Every time you see somebody pull out a gun, and what do the cops do? They get the dumping. You do not point guns at police officers, and you don't point guns at me. A little side rant. I could have made that a whole separate video, but I chose not to. I'm just saying, it's like we have been online talking about these issues forever. Forever. And it's like people got like short ass memories. They got really, really short memories. No matter how many times we point this shit out, 6 months pass, 2 years pass, 5 years pass, however many years pass, whatever the time frame is, you know what I mean? And I wish I had a photographic memory where I could just literally list all of the examples of all these I told you so situations. And it's like, it's 2020 and these chicks are still doing the same thing that they was doing in 1994. Same shit. Going out here, we fucking with the bad boys, da 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 da. Oh, they sexy, da 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 da. Nigga pulls a gun, rape and pillage, You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived through the whole gangster rap phase. I lived through all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, freaking DMX fucking dropped, and then it's like everybody went crazy. Like, it was just over at that point. Women, then Belly came out, DMX fucking, Terrell Hicks on the bed. Women was like, it was just over. It was over. If you was dark skinned and had tattoos and looked like a savage, it was over. And yeah, Tretch was, the DMX before DMX, quiet as is kept. He was the predecessor, to DMX. Just, in terms of a dark skinned, bald headed dude. But now you got all these young boys, they don't like to go to the gym like my generation. So now you got all these skinny ass Wiz Khalifa, although big up to him because he went to the gym and got his weight up. I seen them photos of him. I'm like, damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Wiz Khalifa, he before he was just skinny with the tattoos. That's all the boys do now. They skinny with the tattoos, with the dreads, and then the gunplay. That's what makes niggas gangster. Back in the 90s, man, people who got locked up with RICO charges and shit like that, they would go to prison. And motherfuckers be doing push-ups and crunches in they cell all damn day. Man, they come out looking like Goku. You're like, damn, man, what'd you go to jail for, man? I knew this dude, he went to jail for manslaughter. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dude, he was defending his boy, stabbed him, killed the guy, ended up doing a whole bunch of years. Not too many, but, it definitely took away his youth. I shouldn't say took away his youth because he got out sometime before he was 30. But man, that motherfucker was so goddamn cut. I mean, he walked into a room and he was fucking everybody. He was fucking everybody's wife, girlfriends, all that. I mean, he was fucking everybody. Everybody. You know? I mean, this shit was just wild, you know? And, you know, nobody could tell him anything, but I'm not gonna go into any further detail because I might expose exactly who that is. But you know, it's just I hate the double talk. Okay? The community's fucked up, it's broken. You want a better community? You gotta pick better. You gotta value what you say that you're about, what you say that you're for. If you're not about that, and you want to live that street life, or you want to live that high risk life, and shit happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said with these men and women that go in these role reverse relationships. If you the female and you want to be in charge, okay, and you feel that, you know, you're not you know, being put on a pedestal or something like that, I'm like, well, that's what comes with being in charge. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be in charge. That's what comes with being in charge. You know, the same thing goes, you know, for the dudes. I'm like, you wanted to be in the passenger seat. That's what comes with being in the passenger seat. Don't sit there and complain about, oh, I'm being emasculated and all that. I'm like, that's what comes with the bitch position. And if you want to go out here and you want to be with, you know, street niggas and thugs and niggas with tattoos on their neck and, you know, stars on, you know, behind their ear and all other type of shit, if that's what you want to deal with, then understand that there's the likelihood and the high propensity for, you know, some shit to pop off. And that's another thing. Like, when we talk about this violence, man, I've been in a handful of fights in my life. And I've been in fights in front of women that I was with. And I've had 2 women get ridiculously turned on and just watching me get angry. So when women try to come on like they don't like violence, or like they don't, you know, that they don't condone violence, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. They want to see that savagery, just not against them. They want to see that shit. Let some dude disrespect a black woman. Notice, like here's the bullshit of it, right? What do black women say, right? Like Megan Thee Stallion will say, well, black women are unprotected. Okay, how would you like to see black women be protected? How would you like them how would you like to see them be protected? Because remember, preemptive protection doesn't really work with black women because they don't want to listen to you. So how do you protect a black woman? They don't want you to do preemptive protection. They want you to respond to whatever happened. So Tory Lanez shot her and 50 niggas is supposed to come down and stomp Tory Lanez out. You know, like, you ever see that Indian clip? Why did she slap? Why did she slap? Why did she slap? Right? Is that what he said? Something like that. Y'all seen that clip, right? And the whole Indian audience just came down. All the men came down. He was like, "You bastard! You bastard!" They came down. They started pummeling his ass. Why did she slap? He started crying and shit. That's and I'm saying, you know, she slapped him. He slapped her right back. And the whole audience came down on his ass and they started stomping his butt out. But that's what black women really want. They want black men to be sick dogs. They want us to be, you know, as Dr. T. Hassan Johnson says, unpaid bodyguards. So that whole, you know, we don't condone violence and black men are so violent and misogynoir and all that, but it's bullshit. Y'all love savagery, just not when it's directed at you. You love if a man walks up and disrespects you. You love to see him, you know, beat up another man and make him bloody and if you ever touch my woman again, you know, all that. Y'all love that shit. Ooh, he's so sexy. You feel powerful vicariously through your man that's a savage. Let's be real about that. You feel powerful vicariously through your man that's a savage. You know, you're like fucking Krang and the Ninja Turtles and shit. You know, you're just a brain and you can't do or nah, I'll tell you what you are. You ever what's that character in Mortal Kombat with the little midget up on his back and then like the I don't know what the character, he's like a big like giant and shit like that, but I guess he's stupid, but the little baby midget is like the brain that does all this talking and does all this. That's what black women are. Black women they just want to like jump on your back. You know what I mean? Like fucking like freaking Little Sweet from the Dr. Pepper commercial. Just the sweet one, right? They want to jump on your back like Little Sweet and then say, yeah, go in there, go get them. I don't know if y'all remember that fight in the McDonald's from years ago. There was it's probably, you can find a clip on YouTube. But the black woman, she was in McDonald's. The white man was on his cell phone. They got into an argument because I think she cut the line or something. She went outside, got her boyfriend. You know, this dude comes in on some Green Mile shit. And then he pummels the white guy who doesn't even see the punch coming because he's still on the phone. He just hits him. And then the guy's just like, he's just like out. And I mean, he was just completely dazed. And then he hit him again. And it was just over. And then he was actually, I don't know, he's on probation or some shit like that. But they both got charged with, is it felony assault? They got charged with something, some type of fucking assault. You know, they got some time for that one. You know what I mean? But, you know, she was in there. She was talking all type of shit to this white dude. And then went outside, got her felony, you know, her ex-felon boyfriend. He came inside and started whooping ass. And it's like, that's an abuse of power. You know, but who will that get labeled under? Oh, it's evil black men. It's the black men. They're so violent. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? Just like with that clip of a little boy drop kicking that girl, right? The little girl, right? But who the fight before the boy came running into the picture to drop kick the little girl, which was fucked up. What was going down? It was the black girls was beating on the girl in front of the doorway. They was just whooping on her, kicking on her and everything. We've seen these incidences of black girls in high schools assaulting other black women, right? But again, y'all don't like to speak on that. Y'all want to, you know, black men are innately violent. This whole notion that women don't engage in violence is bullshit. That shit needs to stop. You know, now, do women tend to engage in violence? No, they don't tend to engage in violence like men, but they'll do other things, as Jordan Peterson has laid out, you know, in talking about how they'll go into character assassination, lies, innuendo, you know, attacking people's, their reputation and things like that. You know, they'll do that. You know, that bitch got AIDS. You know what I mean? Like that, they destroy reputations. You see this with the whole #MeToo movement. You know, I'll say that he sexually violated me. I'll say that, you know, he did this, he did that, blah, 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 blah. You know, false accusations of rape, things like that we've seen. Marcus Dixon, Brian Banks, you know, the Hofstra players, the freaking, the lacrosse players, right? We've seen all these examples, right? What's his name? Merlin Santana. That was another lie, right? He's dead, you know, from the Steve Harvey show because the girl lied on his ass. And 2 black men went to go protect her honor. And how did they protect her honor? They put a .30 caliber bullet through the back of the head of Merlin Santana by shooting at the back of his car. And it went through the back window and through his driver's seat and into his skull. And that's how he died. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people do not know about Merlin Santana being dead. They just like, yeah, man, remember that guy on the Steve Harvey show? Yeah, well, whatever happened to the young guy on Steve Harvey show with the little skinny mustache? Whatever happened to him? Yeah, he got murdered. He got murdered because of a false accusation of rape. So, again, you know, all this, you know, black men don't protect us and all this, Black women don't engage in violence. A lot of black women engage in violence vicariously through black men. But again, I'm not victim blaming, when it comes to, Megan the Stallion. I'm saying, how is somebody a victim if they're engaging in high risk behavior? If this is what they're looking for, what is she, 22, 23 or whatever, right? So when I first came online, she was a child, right? So she's in that phase of where, I'm invincible. Oh, this can't happen. Not knowing the facts of life, not knowing her ABCs. And this is what a lot of young women do, because everything, it's all exciting until shit gets real. Then when shit gets real, then they don't know what to do but cry victim. And I'm just pointing out the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation because there's so many situations that are like this. I'm so sick and tired of seeing, these, they had a woman in New Jersey. She got with, I think it was in Willingboro. She got, what did she have? The guy, he put the shit on Facebook Live, and he was driving around in a car, and he had killed her grandparents, and then her grandparents and I think her brother, right? And I'm like, that's what you was fucking with? I mean, there's countless examples of that. We saw this with freaking Jennifer Hudson's sister and who she was fucking with. See, now the examples are coming back to me. I mean, there's example after example. You was looking for it, you found it, right? I know somebody's going to jump up and say, no, no black woman thinks that a black man is going to do that. Why do you deal with these men? What appeals to you about these men? We know it's not because they're titans of business. We know it's not because they're building up the black community. We know it's not because, they're community philanthropists. Like, again, why do you all gravitate towards these men? And if you ask that question, you're going to get a whole bunch of fucked up bullshit, superficial ass reasons that don't amount to anything. Not anything that a mature woman would say. But what you're going to hear is, I just think, that type of swag is sexy. Well, that type of swag can get you killed. You know what I'm saying? This is like a precautionary tale. But all this shit that a lot of these black women are doing online, on YouTube and whatnot, with their whole Megan Thee Stallion is a victim and everything, that's not going to solve anything. You know what I'm saying? ELs, y'all can think what you want about ELs and say, you ain't going to fuck with them, whatever. Fine, I don't care. But what I'm saying is they are telling you the right thing when they're saying you need to stop fucking with those type of dudes. I mean, plain and simple. Y'all be out here fucking with the wildest ones. I seen Tori up there on Instagram and, pouring milk on the chick's ass. I had an Indian chick send that to me. She was getting a kick out of it. I was like, I'm like, aren't you Muslim? This is pure haram. You know what I'm saying? Like she was just loving it because she loves herself some Tory Lanez and whatnot. But see, unlike with sisters, these other women, they know, that's just for fun. I wouldn't seriously try to date him or be with him or whatever. And don't get it wrong. They can get their asses caught up too. But they tend not to. They know that those guys are, just for fun. I get it. I go, it's exciting and, there's no structure to it. And, you can come and go as you please. And they're not trying to regulate you and whatnot because, again, they have no structure in their life. There's no real structure. They do whatever. They're rebels. And again, this goes back to Captain Solo's saying of, a lot of these guys speak to the rebellious nature that's already in the woman. That's why these women gravitate towards these guys, because they're rebellious and she's fucking rebellious. But see, the problem is again, what comes with that rebellious nature? Shit like getting shot in the foot twice. You know what I'm saying? Where do you find stories? Like, think about it. Like, we know there's more stories of black women getting shot in situations like this by street niggas than sisters out here getting shot by some EL somewhere. You know, I think it was like one case that I can remember. I think it happened like 3 years ago to some black man. He was down in like Louisiana or something like that and killed himself and killed the whole family. You know, white people shit, right? That's the only case that I can think of. The rest of these situations is always whenever they actually post the photo of the boyfriend, you're never surprised. You're never surprised. I feel like them what you call it? I feel like white people when they sit there, when they run around, didn't do nothing. Oh, they love bias confirmation on the YouTube videos whenever it's a black perpetrator, they'll come through and say all type of shit. Yeah, black at it again. You know what I mean? Like they get off on that shit. Oh, another didn't do nothing. They love doing that shit. But that's how I feel when I see these situations where it's like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion, she was fucking with Tory Lanez. Oh, she got shot in the foot. Oh, I wonder who did it. Like you already know who did it. Like you already know. You're like, well, I saw that coming from a mile away. I mean, it's just like I said, or like Cap says, a lot of these dudes are rebellious and they speak to the rebellious nature that's already in the woman. And then this even goes to, and I'm gonna end this video, but this even goes to, I was having another conversation with another black man. We were talking about dating black women and, women that were sliding in his DMs and all this other stuff. And they were all, largely non-black women. And there were particular reasons as to, why that was. I'm trying to think, what was one of the things that came up? I remember right as I'm fucking listening to Tory Lanez. Ain't that some shit? So anyway, the person I was talking to, what came up in the conversation, hold on, I got all this fucking air blowing. What came up in the conversation was the black women, not just black women being associated with poverty, talking about Megan Thee Stallion, but just the examples in real life and the examples that we see on, television, where you have the black women who are getting with black men and very visible and all that. They're getting with black men that are trash. Now, from one angle, you'd say, well, that's a reflection on black men because, the black men are trash, right? That's how some people would interpret it, who want to slam black men. But that's most certainly not how ELs interpret it. When all these women talk about hypergamy and how they want to date up and, how they don't want to be relegated to the bottom and all this other stuff, and how, they'll complain that, even though they take all their cues from the celebrities, they'll complain that, your well-to-do, educated, normal job having black man, isn't choosing up on them, right? That's what they'll complain about. But when you look at an additional contribution to why the men don't choose up to them, or don't choose them, excuse me, I'm out of it. That why the men don't choose them, it's tied to seeing these women go out here and get with men that they deem, the ELs deem, as low class, low quality, and just not the type of individuals you should be getting with. And what ends up happening, and I know because I've struggled with this myself, is you start associating and affiliating black women with, the bottom, like that subconscious, idea, like, these are the women that get with low quality. These are the women that get with bullshit. And honestly, it's something that you have to actively fight. Even if you're conscious about it, you still have to actively fight it. because everywhere you turn, it's like it's a black woman and some affiliation or associated with street culture or men in the streets. And if you're not about that life, or you're trying to get away from that, and this goes back to the whole, trying to get away from the community more than you're trying to get away from the women. I told Cap Solo, a story about, some of you might remember, but there was this Pakistani guy, he's about, I don't know, in his early 20s, probably like 22, 23. And he's the definition of self-hating. Because we talked about it, anytime I meet a young Muslim guy and he tells me his name is Mo, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a dude that's not proud to be Muslim. But anyway, this guy's Pakistani and his name is Muhammad. But when he introduced himself, he said his name is Mo. And I looked at him, I was like, dude's not white. I was like, your name's Muhammad, isn't it? And he was like, he reluctantly was like, yeah. And it hit me because I'm like, this dude was born after 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Like I got another Pakistani friend, and after the World Trade Center, the first bombing, because people forget that it was bombed twice. I think that was like 1994. People were calling him Bomber all through high school. And then September 11th happened. But that was his nickname. His nickname was Bomber. That's what the all the kids in the school called him. Black, white, whatever. He was Bomber. And this young Pakistani guy, he wants nothing to do with the language, the culture, the religion. Like if you talk about, I don't really practice. I don't really, affiliate or associate, because he's trying to get away from it because of all of the, the attacks that he got, growing up as a child. I get it. But when it comes to the women that he deals with, he also does not deal with Pakistani women. He doesn't deal with them. He wants to go out here and date white girls. And truth be told, he's white passing. You see what I'm saying? He literally passes, like he could pass for like, I don't know, an Italian, a Greek, some of the one of the white people from the Balkans. Like he could pass for any of that stuff. And so I see where with him, trying to get away from the community also means trying to get away from the women and whatever negative, because they're a part of the community. They're affiliated and associated with the community. And so when you see these situations where, it's constantly reinforced that black women like thugs and black women like bad boys and black women like street dudes and then you got Future and frickin' 50 Cent and Lil Wayne. Again, as colorist as even Future and Lil Wayne, I recall somebody writing a post and talking about how much they thought 50 Cent was sexy. Just the thirst over 50 Cent that I've heard over the last, God knows how long, 15 years or so, is just stupid. It's stupid. Women will say, well, granted, that's before he was making colorist statements, but I'm saying it's still the archetype of the desirable black man is not an EL. And whether people want to say that ELs, are Negropians or fully brainwashed or whatever, it's across the board. It's difficult for a man to sit there and put a woman on a pedestal that deals with men that, that man or EL, arrogantly thinks are beneath him. And this dives into a whole nother conversation about, there was this video that Cap sent me with this cop, and he was talking about the difference between, rookie cops and like professional, like rookie cops and like, cops that have been there, in the department for a while, and how they gain respect in the community. And the rookie cops, they put on the uniform, they think they're 10 feet tall, and they don't recognize, like, you don't have any clout here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen cops like do this, where they're like, talking to, a juvenile or a criminal or somebody who gets caught up in the system all the time. They know them by a first name basis. You know what I mean? They'll be like, hey man, why you disrespecting me? I don't disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect you. Why are you disrespecting me? And then, I mean, this hardened criminal sit there and be like, you right, though, you right. And you be like, wow, man, I hooked you up, man. Didn't I let you go off of the bullshit last time? So why are you over here disrespecting me? Now I'm going to have to come down with the thunder, and I'm going to have to do this, and I'm going to have to do that. You don't want that, do you? No. You know, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I mean, literally, I have seen that. I don't want no smoke. Fuck you to everybody else. Fuck you, suck a dick, eat my dick, motherfucker, eat my ass, all this shit. Okay? And then the cop come through, and the cop knows them personally. Like, do I gotta talk to your mom again? Again? You gonna make me go over there again? And you should see the criminal just, they put their head down, they start shaking their head. You know what I mean? Like, they know them on a personal level. But see, you get these rookie cops that come in there, and they act like, you know, because yes, the system respects them, and, you know, your average citizen respects them. You know what I mean? And so because of that, you know, they arrogantly think that, you know, they automatically get their respect. And you know who has that problem? ELs. ELs, when it comes to coming into the black community and, you know, I'm here to fix this and fix that. Let's just say that they were doing it, or in the rare instances that they do it, you know, they think that that's going to really, they know that they're going to get automatically respect the moment that they show up. And that's not the way that respectability politics works in the black community. You know, you gotta do shit. Like, even with Cap was telling me, you know, when he first moved to New York, you know, he's, you know, electrical engineer, can do stuff. There was an emergency. Cap went and handled it. And after that, he got invited to a barbecue. And, you know, everybody was like, yeah, man, we was trying to figure out, you know, such and such about you. And whether, you know, because we was like, yeah, that stuck up motherfucker, man. He don't even say hi to nobody. He don't even acknowledge nobody, you know, because, you know, Cap, he's like me. I get in trouble for that. Like, I'm first off, I'm tall. So, like, I'm looking over everybody. So I'm, like, not making eye contact. You know, then second of all, like, my brain doesn't shut off. So as I'm walking past people, I'm either thinking about a previous conversation or doing, like, calculations in my head, you know, trying to figure some shit out, or I'm thinking about, you know, whatever task I'm assigned or whatever. So that's what I'm focused on, right? And so people will take that personally when you don't, you know. Now, I had the same problem in college. I remember I lived on the white side of campus, and I was in a step show. So, you know, they needed a guy, they needed muscular guys with no shirts on or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. They were surprised. So I was like, you know, whatever, I'll do it. So I did it, you know, learned all the dance moves and all that other shit. And you know, I got invited to, you know, a couple of events, parties or whatever, you know, on the black side of campus, because that's how segregated the school was. And yeah, people were coming up to me. They were like, yeah, man, we thought this, that about you. Like, it was like a whole bunch of fucked up shit. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? And I mean, even when it came to the sisters, you know, there were sisters that, you know, apparently had, you know, thought I was cute or attractive or whatever, and they wanted to get at me, but they listened to the rumors. You know, from anywhere from, I heard you were a player, I heard you only fuck with white women, I heard you was gay. Like, I was like, God damn, like, all of that. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, you know, ELs, I'm just pointing out the fact that ELs had the same freaking problem. You know, and, you know, with that arrogance, you know, that I'm not even saying it like it's a bad thing. You know, it's like people saying we want a better, brighter community, this, that, and the third. We need more black men to be in such and such position. And then they go out there and then they do the damn thing. And the only place where that has value is in the non-black community. And then people wonder why a lot of these brothers go out there and end up end over there. You know, aside from, you know, the type of, you know, the chasing that these women will do, it's not always black men running around doing the chasing. You know, the fact of the matter is that you have, you know, these women aren't looking for black men to fix anything. If they're attracted to a black man and he can, you know, comfortably provide the lifestyle that they're accustomed to, they're good. You know, with sisters, you know, it ain't no telling what might come up. Like, again, with Jada and Will, You might not be street enough. Eventually, she might like what you have to offer, but eventually she's going to be like, well, he's not, because that's what they're looking for. He's not street enough. Or the issue becomes you don't have any clout in the community. Where's your clout? I want a man with some clout. I want a man that's respected by other men in them streets. So then you got that issue, right? And then you have what else? I got to get ready to go because I got to order this food. What's the other thing that you have? What other issue that do you run into? I guess the whole aspect about fixing the community. I'm saying if the women are about that. Usually they're not. It's just a busy assignment, something that gets thrown up in black men's faces. If the woman feels that EL is getting too arrogant for his britches, so she'll sit there and she'll check him by saying, well, you haven't done this, that, and that, and this. She don't really give a fuck about it. It's just kind of like a busy assignment to bring him back down to earth. Like, yeah, motherfucker, if you was the baddest mofo in the world, then you would have solved all these problems with you and your EL camp. But y'all haven't, because y'all niggas weak, da-da-da-da-da. That's meant to bring him down to, her level, because she's not feeling, his arrogance or whatever, to remind him that you're just a black man. You haven't, won a race war, that type of shit. And usually that's the type of shit that'll have a brother running off in the other direction. Sooner or later he's gonna run off in the other, because nobody wants to hear that. Nobody with a pocket full of, achievements that are respected in society, and every black person generally acts like it's something that is respected, but when it comes down to it, they don't really respect it. It's just something to strive towards, but since there's no direct application in the black community, many of us, or many of the black people in the community, it's ideal, but it's not accessible enough to the masses to where it becomes a standard that people respect, unlike what you see in other communities. But anyway, I just wanted to add that. That's my video. That's all I gotta say. I gotta order this food. That's SWP out.